Hello, this is Miss Ballou again. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020. Today we are going to learn how to write a personification poem. So if you don't already have your packet, let's get the packet with the personification poem in it. It's about 6 pages of information, not 6 pages that you have to write, but 6 pages of information. And make sure that you have a pencil with you. Okay? Everybody ready? All right, let's look at page 1. Every page has a number on it at the bottom. Let's look at page 1 and go over it together. If you haven't put your first and last name on your paper, let's do that now. Put your first and last name, put your grade, and put the pod. This is very important, especially right now, because I can't just take them up or I can't put everything in sleeves. So you need to make sure that you put your first and last name on everything you do for any teacher, because papers get separated, and if you have your first and last name, your grade, and your pod, then we can get that person, make sure that they get a grade. But if I have papers with no name or just a first name, that's really not going to help me. I need a first and last name because we have a lot of new students and I don't know all of them yet. And even some of those of you that have been here as long as I have, then you need to make sure that you put your first and last name, your grade, that's very important, what grade you're in for doing it for a grade book, and put your pod, okay? All right, let's look at page 1, personification poems. Follow along as I read to you. Personification is a process of giving human or animated, meaning movement, thoughts, human qualities, to an object or something that is not alive. When you personify an object, you write about it as though it has experiences, feelings, thoughts, and perspectives like a human being or other animated creature would if alive. You cannot, at any point in your poem that you're writing, refer to what you are directly. If you've been descriptive enough, you won't have to do so. Use many concrete words, rich adjectives and adverbs, and anything else you can to bring your object to life in your poem. And those pages are included in this packet. Only put 3 to 4 words of description per line, using concrete words, adjectives, and adverbs. Don't forget, at the end of the poem, you put the line at the end of your poem, "What am I?" ? And then draw a line. Your task is to pick an object. It can be anything: a book, a locker, a jacket, a flower, football, soccer ball, baseball, computer, a glass, a cup, a picture frame, a purse, a recliner chair, a desk, a whiteboard, a lamp, a pillow, any object that is appropriate for the English classroom. Nothing inappropriate or illegal will be allowed. Decide what object you want to describe, and we'll look at these lists of adjectives, adverbs, and concrete words in just a minute, and then you can begin writing your poem. Okay? If you will, before you do anything about writing, make sure you have notebook, paper, and pencil. So if you don't have those, let's get those pretty quick. Okay, let's look at page 2. Here's a student example of a personification poem. I used to be beautiful, a silvery blue stripe, and polished white rubber soles. Now I live my life with a gray finish, prematurely aged from all the running around with the feet. Oh, those smelly, oversized feet that drown me in sweat and stink, the dread of every morning when those rude feet force their way in with no courtesy for my laces of my back. When it rains or snows, I protect the feet from the unpleasantness of getting wet or cold. Yet no one seems to want to protect me. What am I? So what do you think this poem is talking about? Obviously, it's tennis shoes. Okay, so that's where you'd put tennis shoes right now. Tennis shoes. Okay? Now, let's look at page 4. These are some things that are going to help you when you are going to write your poem. Okay? The first thing is let's talk about what concrete nouns are. Concrete nouns are nouns that you can physically see and touch. This is generally easy to understand. If you look around you wherever you are, chances are that you will see hundreds of concrete nouns. They include common ones like clothes or windows, but also more rare ones like fossil or toothpick. Places include the park, the school, subway station, and specific names of places like the United States. People are your friends, your boss, your teacher, and the names of these people. The things, places, and people around you are all concrete nouns. Now, I'm not going to read every one of these, but I want you to look at the different columns. Here's an example of people. Obviously, there's many more. Here's some examples of places. Here's examples of things you can touch and see, things you can hear, things you can smell or taste. Now, this should help you when you're deciding what object you're going to choose, and in using words and sounds and all kinds of things, places, any kind of description that you can, so we can guess what your object is. Okay, turn to the next page. This is page 5, list of adjectives. I'm telling you, there are more adjectives here than either one of us will need to use probably for the rest of our lives. But there's lots of them, and I want you to use them. They're really interesting, and I think you'll like a whole lot of them, and it just kind of helps you describe things very, very descriptively. Okay, turn the page. The next page is page 6, and this is a list of adverbs. Same thing. Tons of them. Lots and lots and lots of them. Okay? So use your adverbs, your adjectives, and your concrete nouns to write your personification poem. If you will, now what you need to do is get at least 2 pieces of paper, because you may have to, write a rough draft and then make it nice and write a final draft. Okay, get all your things spread out, look at everything again, look at the example, look at your adjectives, look at your concrete nouns, look at your adverbs, pick an object, think about, how am I going to describe this without actually saying what it is. Relook and reread your student example, and when you come up with an object, then start working with it. Looking at the adjective papers, looking at the adverb paper, look at the concrete noun paper, and this will help you. Don't forget at the bottom, you put what am I, question mark, and a line, and make sure you put it. Now, obviously, work on a rough draft, because you might have to cross out, think about it. Only 2 or 3 words, if you'll notice on the student example, there's not very many words on the paper. On each line. So that's how you should make your poem look. It's kind of a long, skinny poem. It might take a front and a back of a notebook paper, whatever you want to do. Or you can do 2 fronts, I don't care. Just make sure, once again, on your notebook paper, you put your first and last name, you put your grade, you put your pod, and then at the top, put the name, the title, put personification poem. That'll be your title on the top blue line. Skip a line, start writing your poem. Okay? I'm looking forward to seeing what you decide to write about, and I know that many of you are very, very creative. If you need help, help each other. Do your very best. If you want to work in pairs and write a poem together, that's fine with me, but no more than 2 at a time writing 1 poem. But if you do that, make sure that you put both your first and last names, both your grades, because some of you might be in a different grade, and then put the name of your pod. So if you want to work in pairs, that's fine with me. That can be helpful. Okay? All right. I hope you'll enjoy this, and I will see you soon, and I miss you very, very much, and I hope you are all taking care and doing well, and I miss you. Talk to you later. Bye.